We're live.
We live. Hello, my beautiful people. Hello, body, mind, and soul providers. Hello to everyone to this beautiful Sunday. Adriana here, beside my beautiful ladies, Michelle and Lorna, our co-host today. And hello to every single person here. We are so excited to have you all ladies, woman power today, I see here. We are absolutely pleased to have you here on this Sunday. And thank you. First of all, thank you to each one of you for taking the time to be here, because time is precious to all of us. So thank you so much for coming here. We are so looking forward to connect with you, because with this inner circle connection, and we are so looking forward to know you a little bit more and know who you are and how you shine and how you bring this your gifts into this world. So the way we're going to start it today, we're going to go a couple of rounds of who you are. The first round, we're going to say who you are, where you from, where you located in this beautiful world, and what is your title, what you call yourself today. So we're going to start today. I'm going to be first. I'm going to say hello. My name is Adriana. I am currently in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and my call myself as a trauma coach and a workshop facilitator, a family constellation facilitator. And we can start the round with who wants to go first. Let's see, Violet.
Hi everyone, my name is Ramirez-Detre. Currently I'm in San Antonio, Texas, but lived in various places because my husband's former military. And I'm a happiness advocate, a speaker, coach, and two-time best-selling author.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we go next to Georgianne, or I hope I say your name right.
You did. Absolutely. Yeah, it's easier than it looks, but Georgianne, yeah, perfect. So thank you. I'm so excited to be here, especially with all the ladies. I love women power. I am Georgianne McConnell. I am located in Prescott Valley, Arizona. So northern Arizona, up in the mountains by Sedona, if anyone knows Sedona. One of my favorite magical places. And I am a spiritual business coach. So, and I know we'll talk more about that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go next to Polly.
Sorry, find the unmute button. Sorry, hi, I'm not muted anymore, am I? It was flashing stuff up at me. So I'm Polly Hearsey. I am based in the UK, and I am a nature-inspired business design mentor.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. And let's go next to Johanna.
Hello, ladies. My name is Johanna Godinez, and I am in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I am a human success development coach, and I own a yoga school here in Puerto Rico. So I certify yoga teachers through Yoga Alliance.
Amazing. All over the world. I love it. Okay.
In Costa Rica, did you say?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
But I've lived in Costa Rica as well.
Okay, thank you. Let's go next and say welcome to Dr. Janelle.
Yep, that's correct, Dr. Janelle Hoyland. So I am a catalyst for business and spiritual development for 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, not limited to just coaching, and that I work in all areas of business and entrepreneurship. I have 30 years in business and 66,000 sessions to date. I am in South Texas. So, hey, Texas. We are a big state, right? So I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I'm excited to be a part of this group.
Thank you so much. Hello, and next is Drasmin. Did I say it correct?
Hi, ladies. Wonderful to be here. I am Drasmin. I am currently in Southern Oregon. I am an artist, an alchemist, and an author. So more specifically, I do spoken word and prayer form dance, and I am a twice published author. I used to do coaching for almost a decade, and I just transitioned away from that in the last 2 years.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to see people all over the world with different gifts in this world. And we're so looking forward to actually know you a little bit more. So now I'm going to pass it on to Lorna, and she's going to give you the stage and the mic so you can shine and let us know what amazing things you bring into this world. Lorna.
Thank you, Adriana. And it's just a joy to welcome each of you here. And and I'm going to say this at the very beginning as well, is that you are welcome to come back again, because this beautiful group of people that we're with, and each time we join in, number one, and I know that Adriana and Michelle and I find this, that each time that we share of our work and things, there's often new things that arise, but it's also this opportunity for you to connect with another group of people. And as we continue to evolve our group, we're going to have circles that show up where we can actually come in, not just in our networking times, but actually to come in and how do we support each other? What support do you need? So those are some of the things. So when it comes time for these networking times, please, if you feel so moved, join in, click on the link again and come back again and have another opportunity to let us shine the light on you as you shine. In this round, what we're going to be doing is giving you an opportunity to really share, number one, what are your gifts? What are the gifts that you bring to the world? How do you bring them and who do you bring them to and why? And those can be answered in whatever order you feel you want to touch onto them, weave them together in your own way. And we're going to have a 5-minute time for you to really sink in and relax in and let whatever comes. One of the things that I find is that, and I know from experience, that it's going to be my time to talk soon. So what am I going to share? What am I going to talk about? And I can be sometimes formulating that, and I really miss what's just been shared from the beautiful people in the group. So our invitation to you is to just really, really listen in to the words, behind the words. And when somehow it seems like the magic and the wonder and the divine rolling out of it, is that when it's our turn when it's your turn to share, that what's to be shared will absolutely perfectly be shared. So, and as you're sharing as well, there might be something the person before you that shared. There might be something that that really caught your attention and you resonated with. So just to pick up that thread and carry it, just that acknowledgement, so that we're not just squares in this screen, but we're actually creating this weaving together in this circle. So just pick up that thread and just acknowledge it, talk about how it maybe resonated with you, and then go ahead with your 5 minutes and just share of your own piece, and then we'll go on. All right, yes, that co-creation. And let's go ahead and we'll start, please, with, feels to start with Violet today.
Hi again, everyone. Well, my story is I'm a suicide survivor. When I was very young, I was molested, went through a lot of life challenges. And then about 13 years ago, since my husband is in the military, he would work long hours, but he felt something inside of him say, hey, get home, right on time. So at that time, he came home, he found me on our living room floor. I was unconscious. He felt my skin and it was cold and gray. But he rushed me to the ER and they brought me back to life. And after that, I believe it was God that led me on this journey of just learning more about myself, learning how I can love myself, learning that I can see him differently and he loves me unconditionally. And then I started feeling this little feeling that I hadn't felt in a long time. And it was, oh my goodness, joy. And I just got hooked, just pursuing how to get more joy. Joy is a choice. I wrote, my latest book is 52 Ways to Do Business and Life in Joy, because I started entrepreneurship, and in entrepreneurship, there's so many challenges and questions, and you're not sure what's going to happen. You have to pivot, and then dealing with technology. So I found that using those strategies that I had learned about how to maintain my joy just helped everything be more easier, flow more easily. And I also found that we actually have joy inside of us. We have 6 happy hormones or neurotransmitters, and you can remember them by the acronym DOSE, GN. So it's dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, GABA, and norepinephrine. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was inside of me all along. And, you know, I just get more and more downloads of how joy can make your life much better. I'm a totally different woman. My life has gone from darkness to now I see new bright colors and get to appreciate so many things. And I've also seen how joy can help us with time. It's a procrastination killer because fear induces that fight or flight. But if you're living in joy, it's like you can just go for it. Hey, how do I have fun with this? It can also help you with creativity, with relationships. And when you're creative and you're good with relationships, then you're good with sales. So the money starts flowing in better. And of course, it's also good for your well-being and your spiritual life. So I call myself a happiness advocate because I was told that God wants you wholly, not happy. I believe he wants you both. And I just want to spread that to more and more people, bringing them hope, because right now the world can seem like a dark place and people need hope right now.
Awesome. Oh, wow. Just as you were speaking all of that, just so many things come up, and you still have almost 2 minutes left. I invite you just to, if there's something else that you really are feeling moved that just wants to be shared.
And I actually have a question. How does that show up? How do you work for people? Do you work one-to-one in groups? Do you have a coaching offer? How does your offer show up?
Well, the specifically the joy part and surviving suicide, that's more of a speaking thing. So I'm starting to reach out to different places to see who wants to hear this message of joy and hope, and that it's not the end. You know, there's always somebody there that wants to support you. And if anyone is in crisis right now or needs somebody to talk to, you can just text 988 here in the United States. And 24/7, somebody can listen to you and hear you out and be able to help you there. But the coaching part, I'm a Christian business coach, and I help faith-based entrepreneurs to learn from their journey, to use their breakthroughs and their strengths to be able to mentor others and then bring in money. And I focus on doing it virtually through challenges, webinars, that type of thing, because I'm kind of lean more toward an introvert. I'm a mixtrovert, but I just love this Zoom. It helps us to connect with people throughout the world. So if somebody really enjoys this type of format, that's my thing.
Exciting. So lots of potential there. Thank you so much for that. And even for sharing that piece about the global thing of the number call for anybody. That's really an important piece. So thank you for your exciting and powerful work in the world, Violet. Thank you. Let's go now, please, to Johanna. Is it Johanna, or how do you pronounce your name? I want to be able to say it correctly, please. Johanna, thank you.
Oh, well, first of all, Violet, wow, what a story. That's amazing. It's so great when we can turn our dark days into brighter days, not just for ourselves, but then for others. So my biggest gift to the world is, in the West, the yoga philosophy has become this physical practice where it's associated with like certain body types and yoga pants, and people are running to get to yoga class. And the yoga philosophy has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with your mind. It's really about psychology. So as a human success development coach, what I did was I took the philosophy of yoga and broke it down in a way to teach people how to get to know who they are. Because I think the biggest thing that we're lacking right now is just self-awareness, self-knowledge, understanding how our thoughts and our mind are actually like affecting the way that we live and experience everything in our lives. And it's attracting or repelling the things that we don't want or we want. So as a human success development coach, I have a program called ELM. It's called Evolutionary Life Mapping. And what we do is we kind of take a look at everything that's like about you internally, and then everything that's externally affecting you, so that we can figure out what is going on in the head. What are these thoughts that are just keeping you on a loop, so that we can develop ways for you to become aware of it, which is the number one thing that yoga teaches you is awareness. And a lot of that happens through meditation, right? So we kind of teach people what meditation is about. A lot of people think meditation is, I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to close my eyes and my thoughts are going to stop. And that's not realistic. Like your brain is a thinking tool. So if you're thinking that you're just going to sit there and stop your thoughts, like that's a very like long battle uphill that you're going to go. But it's about becoming aware of what are these repeating thoughts that I have all the time, and how are they affecting the way that I'm reacting to other people, the way that I'm judging things before they even happen. What stories am I creating in my mind that are shifting my biology, like my emotions, my physical being, and to kind of bring that out and bring it to the light. So yoga's a lot about something called shadow work. It's those things that we kind of push away and try to hide from others, and most importantly from ourselves, so that we can hit it face to face and actually address the issues that we have, that many times are literally driving our entire lives, and the way that we act, that we react, that we think, that how we love, how we take love or accept or deny love. And that way we can kind of live a life, like Violet said, with more joy. Because to be honest, we all think we're on these like different paths and everyone is such an individual. But if you get down to the nitty gritty of it, we all just want to be happy and peaceful. Like we all just want to find that space where we're comfortable with ourselves, we're comfortable in our lives, we're comfortable with our relationships. But that starts within. And we are in a moment where we're just looking to grasp at the next best thing and thinking, well, once I have that, I'll be happy. Once I have this other thing, I'll be happy. And to be honest, it's all within ourselves, and it's all about finding that happiness within. And once you kind of can create that state of peace and acceptance and tolerance, and we teach this a lot through the chakra system, because it's a very simple way for you to kind of measure where you are. We have 7 major chakras. The bottom 3 chakras are very animalistic chakras. The heart chakra is what makes us human, and from the throat up is what makes us more divine. So we work on those bottom chakras to figure out, where's your sense of security, your sense of finances, your sense of, I have people around me that I know are my foundation. Where's my sexuality, my creativity, my ability to love myself and be my unique way? And then your solar plexus, are you taking action on those creative things that are coming along? Because only when these 3 chakras are in balance can you really love and start to love. Otherwise, there's always fear, there's always doubt, there's always insecurities, there's a lack of willpower. So once we get those bottom chakras aligned, we start to work on the heart chakra. And once we can open up your heart to loving yourself, to loving others, your situations, to more acceptance, more tolerance, then you can start speaking your truth and starting to listen to your intuition and feel that connection that you have with everyone, because there's one consciousness running through everything. And it really changes the way that you live when you start to love more, because then you see, if I hurt myself or if I hurt others, I'm only hurting myself.
Woohoo!
Beautiful.
Yeah, and to watch people nodding their heads and just this recognition and acknowledgement of there. So thank you so much. And the beautiful piece of your recognition of, it's not, it's more about the mind than the body. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Johanna.
Thank you.
All right, Georgianne, please go ahead and share.
Did you say me, Lorna? Georgianne? Okay. I was like, I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to move to Puerto Rico to go to her yoga stuff. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yeah, I'm like nodding right along with you. And I loved the upper chakras, how you said the more divine. I love that. I just love that. So thank you very much for that. Again, I am Georgianne, and as a spiritual business coach, I help coaches, entrepreneurs, and transformational leaders align with their purpose, up level their business and make a great living out of doing what they love while making a difference in the world. So my background, I have been in the financial world for, gosh, so long. My parents bought a grocery store when I was 14. So I grew up in business, in money, and then got into banking and investments and a financial advisor and all of that. So my gifts, my superpower is money, talking about money. I love talking about money, and that, you know, may trigger a few people. My apologies for that. But I love that money, what money can do for all of us, right? The abundance and the prosperity that's out there, the value of money. So what I do when I help my business clients is we talk about their money mindset, right? Their money story, what they say to themselves, right? In the middle of the night when they're stressed because it's the first of the month and their mortgage is due, right? Or whatever pieces of it. So we work a lot through the money mindset. I use what I call inner voice activations. They're basically affirmations. I just like the inner voice and the activation. I like that phrase because for me, it really says what we are doing. We're reframing that monkey mind in our head that keeps telling us we're not good enough, we can't do it, like we've been talking about, that there's fear. No, what do you think? Who are you to say or feel that you can share this gift with the world? All of those little monkey mind things. So I work a lot with the inner voice activations, right? And what I find is, you know, out there in the world, there's a million coaches doing all kinds of things. And what I've seen is that there's a lot of coaches who focus on the mindset part, right? The remove your money blocks, all of that. And then you have coaches who focus on the financial profit and loss, balance sheet, how do you price your services and products, all of those pieces. But I am one that combines the two. I blend it because we need both, right? We want to feel like we're able to live our dreams, share our gifts out there in the world, and still receive enough money and revenue and income and gift from our clients so that we can provide for our family, right? So working with the business practicality part of it and introducing the spirituality or combining the spirituality so that we can live the life that we desire and help more clients, right? I kind of, if you have a visual, right, of a big circle, and if you started with help more people, make more money, help more people. That's it in a nutshell, really, that allows us as business owners, and in this particular group as women, to be who we are truly in this world and share our gifts with others.
Rich, rich, rich. That's the word that comes, is what a rich body of work and gifts you bring to the world. Thank you so much, Georgianne.
Thank you.
All right, please now let's go. Just feels to go to Polly now, please.
Apologies, couldn't find my unmute button. So I'm just like, whenever I do these sorts of things, I am always blown away by how beautifully everything weaves together. And the thing that has come across to me, and everybody's mentioned it, is about what's within. It's everything that's about within. So, you know, whether or not that's your chemicals in your body or your mindset or your, you know, just the way that you approach life, all of those things. so important to becoming who you are. And that's, you know, I started doing what I'm doing in a very conventional way, doing, you know, as a marketer, just doing everything very conventionally, and got increasingly uncomfortable with what I was experiencing, the way that it was being projected onto everybody, and the shoulds and the musts and all the things that we had to do. And all the time, this whole concept of who you are is just getting completely buried. And yet that's the thing that actually ignites this incredible diversity. We've got it here. We've got it across the whole entrepreneur piece. There's this incredible diversity of people who are able to tap into what's inside them to bring out something completely unique. And that's, you know, that's being reflected here, and it'll continue to be reflected here. And that's just amazing. So I started to really feel the need to work with people, you know, as who they are, and uncover who they are. And that's about being true to your nature. And I've got a long background in the environment and nature. So, and that was always wrestling its way into what I wanted to do. So I help people try and find more natural ways to be themselves, learning from nature, learning by looking and connecting to nature and finding out what that brings out in them, so that they can really feel themselves and, you know, work on all of those things that allow them to express that to the world. So it's this sort of like blending of energy and self and essence and nature. It's to me, whenever somebody asks me what I do, I always have this, I go, it's so big, I actually don't know where to start with it, and I don't know how to put it into words. So it's this wonderful weaving. So, you know, I help people either by working with them one-to-one, or maybe occasionally I run some group stuff, and I have a membership where I send my members out into nature every month to spend time taking their businesses out into nature to get the answers to their biggest problems, which is, you know, that's exactly what it does. You know, you go out there thinking, who is my client base? Who do I need to speak to? Well, go out, talk to a tree. I mean, seriously, you get the level of answers you get from that is just, it eclipses anything you'll get by sticking your head into yet another webinar. Nobody wants that. We've got too much information. What we really need is to be coming back to ourselves, coming back to our gifts, coming back to who we are. And through that, then we create this diverse range of opportunities that are available to people to move forward on their own terms and in their own way. So that's kind of me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. And the nods and the claps and everything is in that acknowledgement of going back to nature. Thank you. If you could also, you've got some more time in this beautiful space for you. If you could share as well about who you work with and how do you, so in addition to your membership, anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I think the main thing is that I work with people who have reached a cutoff point, if you like. They've immersed themselves so much in the standard business thinking and narrative. They've probably had a significant amount of success with the label that they chose when they started out, and they've just hit a point just going, I can't engage in this anymore. I don't want this to be the future. This isn't the business I'm building, but I have no idea how else to do it. So when people reach that kind of point, they're just going, no, I can't carry on. Then that's when I kind of step in and say, but if you think about it in a different way, you were already on the right path. What we need to do is dig in a little bit deeper, find out what your values are, what your vision is, what you want to create, and go from there. And then you just rebuild the pieces. So I kind of like have a bit of a reputation for helping people take their businesses to pieces in order to put them back together again, so that they feel like their business is theirs. It belongs to them. It's an expression of them. It feels natural for them. And coming back to Violet's point, it feels joyful and fun. That's the important thing.
Beautiful. Thank you. Taking apart to build it back together. That's ground zero type idea point. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Drasmin, please share with us.
Hi, thank you. I love the timer. I've never seen that before. That's so helpful. I want to take a moment and just first acknowledge Johanna. As an Indian woman, as a yogini, there's so much appropriation and disrespect of the practice of yoga, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, I have been banned from many yoga studios for speaking up about the disrespect of my culture. So I have a lot of respect for you, sister, for really bringing back the sacred to the practice of yoga. So deep bow. And every being so far has just shared nuggets of wisdom. For me, you know, I consider myself an artist with life. My background, I am a survivor of child sex crimes and cult abuse, over a decade of all kinds of things happening. And so that's been a big drive behind what I do in my life now. My own affirmation to self of I do not accept what happened to me. I do not accept this stuff that's still going on in the world. I do not accept what it did to my body and my mind, and it has propelled me on this path to come back to the basics, to come back to that self-awareness. And my power is really in the quantum world of energetics and language, the use of language, how we use our language to speak about ourselves, to talk about ourselves, to talk about our realities. You know, a little bit of what Georgiana said about, you know, money being a tool. Please trigger away. We need those triggers. You know, those are the growing edges. And my speciality, shall we say, or rather what I attract into my world are the highly traumatized, highly sensitive neurodivergents who are ready to be self-empowered, who are hungry to align with their sovereignty and their divinity, who are calling in more of that self-leadership within their lives. And my work right now is mostly, I have an online community. I'm launching memberships this month, which I'm really excited about. I've never done memberships before. And I share those practical quantum ways. Like my work is really coming down to the language. And I created a deck of cards called the CPR deck. Just like we need CPR for the body, we need CPR for the heart. And the CPR deck is an A through Z guide to repattern, reprogram. My background is also neuroscience and psychology before the goddess took me into the spiritual path. So I weave and strive with my work, with my poetry, with my writing, with my teaching content online that I share to bridge science, spirit, and love. That's the foundation of my legacy. And I really love inviting people to come back into that connection with their heart space through communion with nature. So thank you, Polly, for bringing that in. You know, it's like the majority of the population, the brains are freaking melting. And the solution to that is literally like strip down naked and just roll around in the dirt for like 5 minutes every day. And like spread your legs out and let the sun come down in the perineum. Like it's the spot where it's like so thin and sensitive, and just like those 5 minutes of just like getting into the animal body and breathing and just like listening. It's like I always say, I'm not your healer. I'm here to hold space for you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to witness you, and perhaps kick your butt a little bit if you're slacking off and feeding, you know, the victim mindset and then the, you know, excuses. I mean, I have been through hell and back, so I know that you can do this. You know, I know through my own work that change and evolution is possible, that we are not limited by the programs and the conditions and the challenges or whatever human-esque that we might experience in the human experience. And I've been in this transition this past year of really stepping into my light, my gifts as a creative with my language. But my deepest devotion is ultimately to the Mother Earth in the way I live my life, a plant-based life, in creating gardens, in the way I host in my home, and always inviting people back to that remembrance of, you know, you don't need all the fruit practices. The practice that you need is to be aware of breath, because once you're aware of breath, you tap back into the present moment. Once you're in the present moment, you can see what needs to be integrated or cleared out. And I strive to bridge the separation of the pain and the pleasure body, because we need to experience both, but we don't need to suffer through the pain. We don't need to be isolated to experience pleasure and connection. We can harmonize the duality. So I guess my big work is like shadow alchemy through the likeness of spirit.
Thank you, Drasmin, for sharing, and the passion, that deep passion that just flows through your sharing. Thank you so much. Janelle, please share with us.
Perfect timing, because I take a little bit of the alchemy process that she just shared. I also take the joy that Violet shared, Georgina, with your balance between the mind and the affirmations. And I also touch with the earth. And Johanna, I'm also in Costa Rica quite a bit, so props to that. But what I do is look at the totality of your soul in the sense of a big, huge map. I see what your soul wants to bring to the world as far as the legacy and empire, what you want to give back. I have been visual since day one. There was no wake up process or like, I need to assimilate. It was always for me walking in the other side of the world, as I call it. I work inside the DNA structure to awaken you to your fullest soul's potential, the thing that you came in here to manifest on this earth as a soul. And we do that together collectively, because I can't do mine without you. You can't, it works in tandem. This is how it is. But I also work on the vows that you made of poverty, of wealth, inside your lineage as a soul, within your family, as well as your past life history. Like where did you cap your income? Also, where did you agree to not do something so that you could play small and stand in poverty as a victim? Then on top of all of that, once we've got all that nailed down, and I'm a creator. So when we go into that visioning process that you go into with me, where you see your big picture, your empire, your legacy, if it's 5 businesses, if it's 2, if it's art, if it's whatever, that's coming directly to you. I just create the space for you to see it, to understand it from a 5D perspective into the 3D, taking those actions and going, yes, I'm going to do this first, I'm going to do this next, and I'm going to do this last. I also work on that whole encompassing part of, where did you give your authority away? In what time period? What gifts are you leaving behind that you need to bring to the table? Because this lifetime, we chose to bring it all in. We didn't choose to bring in one thing. We didn't choose to go like, I'm just going to do this because it makes money. No, you chose to bring all the totality of who you are. And in that also is the give back. Like Georgina was saying, this is the time that we have both. We give back and we receive. But here's the thing that's dying, that I see most people struggling with, is this capitalism thing of push, grind, hustle has died. And this is where I see the hang up for most entrepreneurs, is this thing around, I got to push further because I'm not receiving. No, it's about the lean back, because that's what the feminine is asking us to do, that the old way of doing things has died, and we receive for just being that soul. So I work with people in the groups. I also work with them one-on-one. I am a wealth activator in the sense of, when I put women together, I create a massive surge of creation, wealth, and give back. My personal give backs are to PTSD veterans of war. I deprogram their mind to let go of desensitization from war and violence. I also bring home missing children, because my gift works in sight. So I can locate and biolocate kids that are missing and bring them back. Both of these things I do under the radar because this is my soul's calling to balance that which I receive. And in that, I started my first company at 19. Big deal, with a 6-month-old. Okay. That company grew to 11 locations and 150 employees. I sold it in 2018 for $9 million. So not my first rodeo with money. I'm very good at balancing spiritual and wealth. That leads to fire. I'm all about that joy, that passion that you have inside of you. So my next retreat is in Costa Rica, where I'm balancing all of those things. And then, like I said, the wealth goddess part of it is right now too. So one-on-ones, group, the retreat, and then also too, I have lots of free stuff on my website. So that's my give back. So thank you for sharing your energies with me as well.
Thank you so much, Janelle. Just so much. Yeah, just thank you for all that you've shared. And as I've been listening numerous times, just moved to tears by the gifts that you're bringing, the beautiful weaving together, the synchronicity of this group being here today. And I know it's never any accident that people, oh, I'm going to sign up for this one, and how we come together. It's just, and that's one of the things that we've each spoken of, is that spiritual port, that it's all here, and even that there's no out there, and to be able to come into this experience of that from within. So thank you, each of you, for sharing. Just to give you a sense of who Michelle and Adriana and I are, that had this vision to come together and to create this space for incredible, beautiful women, souls such as you. So glad that you are here today. We want to give a little bit of a snippet of who we are as well. So we're going to go there, and I was going to say, in some ways, so that you can feel the foundation behind you, but it's kind of like, no, it's not even that. We're in the circle with you, and I just really want you to just really be honored, just really moved. Thank you for being you and for showing up and sharing what you have. Adriana, would you please share with us?
It will be my pleasure. And just to let you know, for those that doesn't know Lorna is the type of the person that feels every single person energy in here, and she's almost like, I feel like she's overwhelmed by that. And we applaud you, and we hold space for you for this beautiful manifesting your emotions, because in the end we are human beings with beautiful emotions. All of them are good, no? Thank you so much, Lorna. And thank you to each one of you, because this space couldn't be happening without each one of you coming here with your energy and your emotion and your passion. So I bow in front of you and I say thank you to each one of you. When it comes to a little bit of who I am and what I do, I feel like I'm a little bit of everybody, because like we are a unity, we all here and we have the passion. Each one of you, I find myself in your story in a way or another. I think like you, Johanna, said, is this unity, is that we all come together. We think we so apart, but we all come together. And analogy that I want to share a little bit of what I do and a little bit of my gift is that when you were a child, imagine that you wear this coat. You have this coat that was given to you, so it's not yours. We come in this world all back naked. Outside, but interior we already come with some baggages from our parents, but you come with this coat that was given to you without you choosing it or not, and then this coat help you. And imagine it's freezing cold outside, and you have to put all these layers because you're cold, and to protect you and save you and keep you safe and keep you well and comfortable. But then as you grow up and you become an adult, we forgot to adapt. And we keep holding these coats on us. and we're holding these coats on us, and it becomes really hot now. And it becomes so hot that we are suffocating ourselves with these coats, but we don't realize that they're not ours, and we can just let them go. It's that simple. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it easy. I'm still having a lot of coats I need to rid of on my own journey, but I think it's a journey that never ends. So it's a journey that the way I help people to help themselves, because I always consider that the biggest lesson I have learned in my life is that I cannot heal nobody. I can only heal me. And if I heal me, maybe I can share with other people what I have, what helped me. And when you do this, when you work with yourself inside, whatever is inside of you reflects outside of you. So no wonder if things in your life doesn't work well, just ask yourself, how did I co-create this? How did I attract this? How did I make this happen? Because nothing outside of you will happen without you becoming the creator of it. And how I help people is I call it the roots to fruits. You have to understand, like I said, you have these coats that are not yours, which are the root base of who you are, your grandparents, your lineages behind you, the people that came before you to make possible for you to be here. And then also, then you have your parents, which is your mother and your father. The biggest relationship in your life, which is ruling who you are today, is your relationship with your parents. And if that is not stable, energetically wise, then nothing in your life is going to work. You think about it. The relationship with your mother is reflects in all your relationship in all your life. The relationship with your father reflects through your money, to the doing, to the organization, to your business. And if those are not working, come back to your roots, understand where your roots are coming from. So then you can nurture your roots, so then you can create better fruits into your life. And this is how I help people to either family constellation, IFS, NLP. There's so many tools that I had gained into my own life, and I share it, and I give these tools to my clients through workshops, through one-on-ones, through group works, to speaking, anything that will help me and help my message or my sole purpose to bring it into this world. Because I truly believe that we all have a voice, and it's important to bring that voice up. Otherwise, we'll not have a voice to speak it now. And I really enjoy what Drasmin said about language. I'm very fascinated about language. And one thing I want to share with you is that think of the word, we all react in our life, no? We react doing things. Think of the word react. You're repeating actions that you already been done before. So when you think of the reactions we have in our life, what I help people, what I want to bring into the world, to become the observer of your reactions, to become the observer of who you are, and not the person that plays the games, is to become the person that makes the game. This is how you can become the creator of your life. This is how you can bring your gifts into this world. And this is how you can become more, I don't know if control, I don't even like the word control, because it's more about letting go. It's more about letting go and letting the universe, letting the God, universe, whatever you want to call it, to speak through you, to take you to your pathway that you meant to do in this world. And the only way to do this is to work together. That's why I love this community, is to bring people together, because one person can do many things, but many people can do amazingly things together. This is a little bit of who I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adriana. And I love your the connecting of the mother and father and the various pieces. And one of the aspects that you shared was that of the coats, right? Sometimes we take those on, and so, and where that taking that thread, where that comes into my work as a somatic sexologist and a sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life. We often think about sex as this, getting naked in terms of, how we're going to be with somebody else. And I say, oh, it's so different, and such a different experience So in my work, I get to really support people in coming home into the truth of who they are as sexual erotic beings and as divine essence. And I've really, from a religious, I look at things through 3 different things: stories and mirrors, and I can't remember the third one right now, and that's okay. But really looking at the story of things and how everything that's come before us has perfectly played its role to bring us to this place right now. And that a mirror, when we look in a mirror, we're looking at the opposite of what is. And so when we look at how we've been taught about sexuality, about its, there's a sense of shame. It belongs in this container. We're supposed to look outside for ourselves. Save yourself from marriage. It means, oh, my body isn't my mind. My sexuality isn't mine. It's kind of like, oh, that's the mirror. And so even this aspect of the women or feminine being down and the masculine up, it's kind of, there's the mirror. We bring it back up here. It's where the feminine is in leadership, in initiating, and the masculine is there in support. And that I look at that in the human experience of the feminine-led life, to know that as women, for these last 15 years, as women come to me and say, how can I connect to my body and my sexuality? And the men arrive to me and say, how can I be the best that I can be for my partner, for my woman, for my girlfriend? And so to look at that and to be able to know empowering women and in training men, and as I see that, it's really a reflection of the spiritual world, our spiritual essence in human form, where it's the feminine, the spirit that's saying, this is what I will experience in my life. And this is the form that I need to support me in this experience. So it's, for me, it's really, I get to support people in individual, one-on-one, group, online, in person. I do by bondage, which is really bringing in that, the reigning power of love and the ability for people to feel that they don't have to ask permission, that they're saying, no, this is what I want and this is what I need. And to support and let these men come into this place of being able to feel. So we've all been taught to shut down what we feel, whether being sexual or being feeling emotion. It's kind of like, no, we come in through sex. Let's feel it all and be in our wholeness.
Damn. Can you guys see why I love Lorna and Adriana, and how grateful am I to meet each of you today as well? I'm gonna go ahead and take over, Lorna. I mean, there is nothing you can say after Lorna. I mean, she just like blows it off. And Adriana, thank you for being you. Everybody who's contributed today. I've met Polly before, and I love what she does. You see on my title, I call myself the natural entrepreneur. It's funny how we have these wrappers around us, and we have to open them up to see what's in there. But I'm a social purpose entrepreneur. I've recently been working on my quantum work and my soul's purpose stuff, and I know now that I'm here to bring ease, peace, and joy to complex needs parents and work on ecological restoration. But how I do that and how I show up is that I am a digital doula. I help people craft their online offers, and then I help them map out how that ecosystem, their online offer ecosystem functions. And then I help them identify the missing pieces and build the tech. And that has been a crazy long story, because I'm gonna share that I'm a mom of a guy on the autism spectrum who's violent and self-injurious sometimes. And I'm a mom to a daughter who's 16 going on 31 and a goddess in her own right. And our journey as a family in securing his services for him and balancing those pressures and needs and dealing with education systems that don't serve and medical systems that don't serve and navigating those resources. I really got my mama bear energy on. And I had to the point where I had to, by circumstance, because the school system crushed us out, form a company to support families like mine, because they said, here's the money, you go do it. So I had to become the employer of a team of 8 who then helped 15 families. I did my own son's homeschooling. I did all the things. and supporting my mom in long-term care. At one point, I was also in military. I was in not in military. I was in Veterans Affairs, helping military veterans transition out. So Janelle, I feel you. You know, and the pressures came to the point at one point, Violet, where I was like, yeah, my kids would be better off with the life insurance money, right? You know, and my work in salmon recovery, like Polly and I think we're talking about how ecosystems function and how I see business. Right now, we're in a business corporate monoculture, and what we need to do is reintroduce biodiversity into the business ecosystem, and that is what our soul's purposes are here. And to see each of you shining and doing your each own natural offer is just gives me hope for that, because that's what's going to do it. So we all interact, and then the systems start to work together. So I'm a big systems thinker, and I think in systems, and I think in tech systems. And so I basically offer online ecosystem assessments where we take a look at that system and then build out the tech. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I really like, you can see why I would want to be here, because my drive is like, how do we balance body, mind, and soul? How do we balance work and life? How do we balance our needs and each other's needs? And so when the social purpose enterprise part, and I'm going to go over just about 5 seconds, is that the money that I generate from the digital marketing and online offer crafting is actually goes to building a system for special needs parents where they can earn points and trade it for childcare. And so it's a social purpose enterprise where I lighten their load and provide them employment that they can do from home, because I had to quit my job. So this is what I'm here for. It's just such a joy to be with each of you, and thank you for connecting in the circle today. I wanted to go around, and I'll host this last little round here, and kind of go around and grab a word from each of you. So if you thought of today's session, give me in 30 seconds a word that would describe this experience for you, and you know, in the rest of 30 seconds, pick up one of those threads or say something that you forgot to. So let's start with Polly.
Okay, so I think my word would be diversity, because as you said, this diversity of approach, this diversity of this truth of yourself is the restoration. It is the solution. And when we get together like this, it's our opportunity to build those bonds, but also those threads that actually allow us to spread that message and share from the truth of who we are with everybody else. And that gives everybody else permission and optimism and hope and joy that there is a path forward for them. So it always lights me up to sit in circle with people like we have here today and just go, yeah, there is actually hope.
Totally mind-blowing, right? And each of them is so beautiful. Like Georgianne, I literally this weekend came down to the nugget of, I was, you know, now this is my forgot, so I'm going to take my turn now. My word for today is mind-blowing, because I got to the point where it's like, I couldn't accept money because from my dad's side of the family, because I was being a traitor to my mom. And just something as simple as that blocks you for your whole life, right? Georgianne, what was your word for today?
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes. See, so my word, thank you for sharing that too, Michelle. My word with this group is abundance, right? Because we are all abundant in the universe by sharing the gifts that we have, as Polly just said, we then show to others that they too can speak their truths, speak their voice, and it's their birthright to share who they are with the rest of us who are waiting to find them, waiting to hear from them. And so that's my word, abundance.
Thank you so much for sharing. Let's go to Violet. I'm conscious we've got 11 o'clock, so if you're okay for just a few more minutes, we'll do these 30-second bits until we're done, and then we can let you go. Violet, what's your word for today?
My word is appreciation. I just appreciate being in this room with such powerful women. Like I could feel the energy, and also appreciation of the words that I heard today that I don't even know what they mean. So I will be looking them up and try to do some research on them, like biodiversity and quantum. So I really appreciate, because sometimes, because I am home so much, I kind of feel like I'm living a small world, but to be able to connect with people that are experiencing different things and learning different things, that's just exciting for me. So appreciation.
Oh, your joy piece, I needed you 10 years ago. I'm so glad you're here. Janelle, would you give us your word for today?
Yes, absolutely. So what I got was connection, because whenever I come into any group collective, there is one common theme that runs throughout the group. And the way that my vision and my soul work are seeing those connections and intermingling them. But the thing also for me that I think I want to share with everyone is to not limit yourself based on what you think you are as an entrepreneur or whatever, and let it go of the perfectionism of what it means to be conscious and evolving, because that can be a limiting experience. Like for myself, I also do stand-up comedy, which does not go with what I said to you. So
Right? We've got all these pieces.
yeah. It's part of my soul's expression, just like she was talking about art, and speaking word, right? That's how I use my gift for people who are not as open. I interject comedy to open up the heart. So
thank you for sharing that piece about yourself that you didn't before. That's amazing. I love that. I love to laugh though, so that's
yes, it's a very high frequency tone to laugh with another person.
Sweet. Johanna, would you share your word for today?
Mine would have to be empowered. Like, I feel like all of you guys are so empowered, and then in your own right, you help other people be empowered. And I think that's really important, because I don't remember who mentioned it. I think it was Adriana. Like, we don't help other people. We just offer tools. We can't heal anyone. They can only heal themselves. But when people see the work that we do for ourselves, and then we reflect that out, it's empowering to them to be able to see, like, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. Or if they can put these tools into place and it works for them, then maybe it'll work for me too. And I think that empowerment that we're offering everyone is so important. And yeah, anytime you guys want to come to Puerto Rico, I have a retreat center down here. I have 9 beds. So you have an open invitation to come down and visit and come do some yoga with me.
Summer party.
Send us the address.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Wish you and to have each of you in the group to stay connected with afterwards, after this is amazing. Thank you so much. Drasmin, I loved what you said, and I would just love to hear what your word for today was.
Thank you. First, I will say thank you for the circle, for every single one of you shining in your light and speaking your truth today. My word is alignment. I had other words, but those were popcorned out. So I'm going to say alignment. And one last nugget I will also share about me is I have this superpower ability to, like, the moment someone starts talking, I start getting these downloads of all of their lives and everything in their DNA. It doesn't necessarily come as words, but I have this gift of being able to it's like my Virgo 12th house superpower of just being able to that's it. That's the fucking thing that needs to come out, and let's do it. And they're like, how do you know this? By just talking to somebody or feeling the energy or the way they text. It's I can just feel it. I can just see it. I'm this I call myself an energetic surgeon. I'm there it is, that fucking tumor. Let's get it out with love and compassion and a little bit of fire. So I really wanted to just point that out there, because it is a gift that also sometimes comes with like some very real human challenges. You know, Lorna was like saying, I feel everything. I'm like, oh, I feel you. Like, it's so real. Like this gift of feeling is such a superpower, but it's also like fucking exhausting. And we don't talk about how exhausting it is to feel and to love so deeply. So thank you everyone for loving so deeply and being so passionate to embody your highest truth.
Thank you so much. And I am going to go to Lorna because she's the one that taught me to own that it was okay to be that. And she is awesome. So Lorna, what is your word for today?
The word that comes is holy. WHOLEY. My husband, an interesting, beautiful women who are connected to the veterans. My husband is a 32-year Army vet. And in a part of his line in espionage and in the whole behind the scenes piece, he was taught to cut diamonds. And he shared with me that his master trainer who trained him how to cut diamonds said that a diamond that is cut well, we often think the diamond, is all glittery and glitzy, but a diamond that is cut well, when you look at any facet of it, points you into the center. So I just really see that of what we are here today, our topic, each one of us is a facet of the whole and the holiness that we are. And we've talked about that, looking within, coming from within. So I just really want to do that with
Adriana, tell me your word before I cry.
I feel joyful. I feel full. I feel whole by today's session. I'm just excited to see so many beautiful souls are coming into their soul purpose. But when it comes to the word for today, I was having another one, but just something that Johanna said and shifted to me, and it's just loudly, I can hear it screaming at me, and I'm like, okay, I got it. And it came to the word influence. And if you think of, like Drasmin was talking about language, if you think of the word influence, the word is influence. Influ. What flu means? Is mean that you get sick. It's a disease, or is like, flu, or like a bug or something that you get from other people. So the influence word, the flu, it's how do you get influenced by other people? And today I most definitely got very influenced by each one of you. And it's how each one of us, we influence others in our own turn. So I want to leave you with a question. How do you allow other people to influence you? And how do you influence every single day the people around you through your gifts?
Thank you. We are going to close out. We thank you for spending the 8 extra minutes of your time. I did want to tell you that Lorna and Adriana and I would like to continue to support promoting you and continue to have you here and connecting. The point of the Body, Mind, and Soul Connections Network, aside from our own personal passions and gifts received out of it, is to connect you with people who need you. And so make sure when we post this recording that you drop your links, and anybody who's watching us on replay, please connect with each of Violet, Polly, Georgianne, Janelle, Drasmin, and Johanna, or your hosts, to reach out, because we really want to know and build a directory, which we're going to be coming out with a directory and a referral affiliate sharing program that in the next few months. So keep your eye tuned for that opportunity. But we would like to cross promote and pollinate and build this biodiversity amongst well-known and quality people like you guys. So that's why we're here, is to sort of connect body, mind, and soul providers with their audience, because, and we each need each other's pieces. So if you, definitely cross-connect for collaboration or for, even personal services with each other. So thank you so much for being here. And we will close out by just sending you all a big virtual 5D love hug And thank you. And make sure you sign up again. One last piece is that we would like to offer each of you a one-on-one interview to promote you within the group as well. So we'll connect with you afterwards to get you hooked up if you would like to further, you know, dive a little further in than 5 minutes for each of you in the group. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. It's really, really precious, and love to each of you.
Come off mute and say hi and bye and
Oh, it was so nice to meet you, ladies.
Thank
you for this
you.
Yes,
awesome
Nice to
hour.
meet you, everyone.
Mwah.
thank
Blessings.
you.
Nourishing blessings.
Trying to do that.
Thank you so much, beautiful ladies.
Bye.
Bye-bye.